Well, hello and welcome to Can I Say Something? What you got to say? I'm excited today because I have Darius Sanders, the owner of Sanders Tactical, is my guest on today. And I got some real good questions for those who may be thinking about firearms, And so what we're going to go ahead and get started. And I just want to say, welcome to Can I Say Something? Darius, how are you today?
I'm doing good, and I thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too, because I have some questions that not only do I think I have, but I think there are other people who may have these questions or concerns as well. And the reason why I was so excited to get you to be a guest on this show is because it's because um, it's because a lot of people. Well, I'm going to speak for myself. Firearms,
Yes, ma'am.
um, firearms to me is a in this time we're living in is something good to have.
Mhm.
But I also know that having firearms is something that must be respected at
True.
all times. But before we get into these questions that I want to talk about, I want you to just kind of tell us about what you know about
Mhm.
firearms and how firearms are a part of you on
Okay.
a daily basis. Go ahead and talk to us.
So I am a DPS certified licensed to carry instructor. I'm a NRA and USCCA national um, firearm instructor. To me, it just for the most part, guns or firearms. It's just a means of self protection.
Mhm,
If something happens, I want to be able to protect my family at any time, day or night, at my home, out in the streets, at church, in the
mhm,
vehicle. And so to
mhm,
me, firearms is important because I should be able to survive an encounter or an incident if I know how to use it properly, if I know how to basically abide by the laws. So between laws and manipulation, I should be able to get out of an encounter. So to me, firearms is just a self-defense, self-protection tool to try at least to make sure I get home
and see another day.
and see another day. Mhm.
Okay, okay. Now, I am very frightened
Okay.
of firearms. I'm afraid of guns. I rarely ever use the word firearms. I normally just use the word
Okay.
gun. I'm very afraid of it, but yet and still, I'm in the I'm in the prime of wanting to protect myself or feeling like I need to be more prepared to protect myself. But I'm
Okay.
afraid of firearms. Is there any way around that fear?
Not no way around it. You gotta go through it. And so with that,
Okay. Okay.
when we talk about training, um, you want to get with an instructor who has patience. You want to get with
Mhm,
an instructor who has the knowledge. I've had and seen instructors who see somebody scared, they're just like, come on, come on, come on,
mhm,
versus more compassion or empathy. Sometimes you got to back it up. I've had, and my clients can attest, where not just women, but men are so scared. I'm like, you want to stop and say a prayer? And
mhm,
normally it works. And so you have to kind of do whatever can be done reasonably to make that
mhm,
person feel comfortable. So if we walk in the range and you like, wait a minute, I can't do this, we'll walk outside, we'll say a prayer, we'll take a
mhm,
time, but we'll back it up. We'll say, okay, let's go handle this firearm safely in the classroom, show you how to manipulate it, and then go in the range and see. Sometimes it doesn't always work the first time with comfortability. Sometimes it takes a while. So with that being said, people who are frightened, the good thing is they have more of a respect for the gun, right?
Uh-huh.
All we have to do now is just get you to do it. And once we get you to do it, 99.9% of my clients, they eventually do it and
Mhm.
they walk out way better than they come in. So it's just getting into it. It's just a mindset. And I've had people say, "Man, I can't believe I'm so scared. I'm embarrassed." Don't be. We've always been scared of something. When I started firearms, I was eager to do it, but I was still in the back of my mind scared,
Uh-huh.
and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now you said something about patience, having a patient instructor. Because when I make that step, I'm thinking that I'm going to really need someone who can give me patience. But then I never experienced this before. So I might be the one that, come on with it. I'm ready.
Mhm.
You know, but just to know that someone or instructor like yourself is out there and understand the anxiety that someone could possibly have just picking up, or considering picking up a weapon.
Yeah,
And so that is very, very important to me. My other concern is that safety. Purchasing a weapon, bringing it home. It wouldn't be like us ladies, we buy a pair of shoes, we
Mhm.
bring them home. Most of the time, the shoes are in a box, but there's no lock on the box. And
Mhm.
anybody can say, "Oh, let me see your shoes."
Yeah,
Anybody can say, "Oh, let me see your gun."
yeah,
What kind of safety precautions should one even consider before purchasing
yeah.
a gun?
And that goes back to the training. So I have some people who buy guns first. They sit the guns up in the closet in the drawer for days, months, years, and then come to me and finally come. I had a group from my church recently, and most of the women, it's like 5 out of 10 of the women have had guns for years, but
Uh-huh.
never took the gun out because they never took the initiative to go get trained. I always prefer a person to come train first,
Mhm.
try different guns. Let me show you and instruct you on safety. Finger off the trigger. Never point the gun in a direction where you care about somebody or something that you don't want to destroy. And then
Mhm.
when you take it home, when you get the purchase, you just have to keep doing those little things, like learning how to drive a car. Okay,
Uh-huh.
get in the car, lock the door, seatbelt on,
Mhm.
look before you. So with the gun out the box, finger off the trigger, point it in a safe direction. And then if somebody wants to come and see it, you're just gonna say, okay, I can let you see it, but let me show you, or let me show you how to do it if you don't
Mhm.
know how. I know a lot of gun guys and they say, oh, let me see your gun. So I'm gonna take the gun off my hip, point it straight down, take the
Mhm.
magazine out, take the bullet out the chamber, hand it over safely, and
Mhm.
then I'm observing them to make sure they're doing the same thing I'm doing so we can
Yeah.
be in sync. That's
Mhm.
that's just how it's supposed to be done.
Okay.
Better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. And so, I like what you said. So it's best to kind of like train before you go and purchase. Now, I'm just going to share this. My husband, we've always purchased a gun,
Mhm.
and he went with somebody to purchase a gun, purchase another gun, put it that way. And he went with
Mhm.
somebody to purchase that gun. And the person he went with was like, "Oh, I like this. This is good. This feels good. I like the
Yeah.
weight of it. And I think this is a good one."
Mhm.
Man, he brought the gun home and everything. And when he brought it home, he said, I'm not feeling this gun. I don't care for the weight of it. It's a little bit too much for me. And even I knew, Darius, that he purchased that gun based on how somebody else felt
That's the
about
worst.
the gun.
It's the worst.
And so he never we never had the opportunity to use it, but he was not enthusiastic about having that gun because it didn't feel right for him. And so about maybe 2 or 3 years later, he went back and he held, felt, tried some other ones, held it, felt it, whatever you need to feel. And he
Yeah.
did that. And then he picked something that he felt like he could master and handle
Yeah.
himself. And not only for him, but he felt like it was something that I could master and handle if I needed to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, like that part about coming for training first, and then work it from there, because purchasing a gun is a major purchase, correct?
True. True. So a very big major
Unless you buy
purchase.
like the trunk of somebody's car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
Even
major
then,
purchase.
they 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 uh they're high. You know, you got some folks that's selling guns on the street. So, but even then,
True.
the price tag is high. And so you want to know what it is that you are purchasing. Now, let me ask you this. Is it only guns? Do you do the like rifles? Because personally, we also have a gun, and we also have another weapon that I don't know what it's called, but
Mm.
you don't have to aim, you just shoot. And when
Probably a shotgun.
you whatever it is,
Yeah.
you're gonna get the target and a whole lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name it is, but we have one of those as well. Do a person need training on those kind of guns as well?
I'll be honest with you, the rifle and the shotgun are actually, in my opinion, and most instructors' opinions, easier to shoot. You have more points of contact. And so when you get into shooting those type of weapons, are they more powerful depending on the rifle or shotgun? Yes. They're more powerful, they have more kick, but they're easier to control in most cases. With the shotgun, if you use like buckshot, um, you really don't have to be that accurate. And if you use birdshot, I mean, there's so many pellets. You get up to like 27 pellets in a little shotgun shell. And so you just point it in direction, you pull the trigger, and you go shoot everything in front of you.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Uh-huh.
so I do assist and instruct training with those weapons as well.
Okay. 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 But but going to training will help the person, a first timer, most definitely decide.
Mhm.
And the thing is, you have a professional there
Yeah.
to help you pick and choose and be considerate of what your needs are,
Mhm.
what your physical capabilities
Yes,
are.
ma'am. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, let's talk about your your business. So, you do this on weekends, during the week? How does that go?
So I've been training or instructing 10 years now. It's been 10 years.
Uh,
I've always done it, well, for the past 6 years, I've done it full time. And I normally train during the week. Recently, I've enrolled into flight school.
mm,
So flight school takes a lot of my time during the week, as
uh-huh,
long the same as dealing with the kids as well. So I
uh-huh,
mostly train on the weekends,
uh,
but there are certain circumstances and occasions I can do training on during the week, depending on
during
my
the week.
flight school schedule. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I would think I would want weekend training. I wouldn't dare want to. I'm retired, but
Mhm.
if I was working, I wouldn't dare want to. I wouldn't dare want to come from work and come. I'm going to the shooting range to
Yeah,
train to shoot a gun coming from work because my mind, my mind, my mind.
yeah, I understand.
Right, you know.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
I make everything may be accurate if I got somebody on my mind, but no.
Yeah,
Okay, so weekends would be more feasible.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Now, I think there was a law passed, and you can help me understand and help the
Mhm.
viewers understand that is it still necessary for us to um
Have the
is
license.
register for a gun?
Yeah. So when it comes down to gun registration with Texas, when you purchase a gun from the gun range, you're just like the owner, right? Texas, most downside states, we don't have gun registries,
Mhm,
but those blue states, when you get into like California, Illinois, New York, East Coast, West Coast type of deal, they have to register their gun. They
mhm,
have to, the gun kind of ties into, they get pulled over by like a traffic stop. The
mhm,
gun that they is registered to them has to be the
mhm,
gun that they have. They can't have anybody else's gun, or they can be charged with a crime. So Texas
mhm,
is like, as long as the gun isn't stolen, and as long as the person who's in possession of the gun isn't committing a crime, the gun
mhm.
is good. That person
Wow,
is going to leave with that gun. Yeah.
wow, wow.
Mhm.
So, but there is a thing of license to carry. Is that the same thing?
So it's a little different. So with the license to carry, Texas is a constitutional carry state. So
Mhm,
no, you to have a gun in public, you do not have to have a license, but you won't be able to carry that gun in certain places. So you have more restrictions without a license than if you do have a license. And you also, anybody can fly with a firearm to another state, right?
mhm,
Without a license, but to carry the gun in the other state, you would need the license, especially if that state isn't a constitutional carry state. So I can't
mhm,
go to Oklahoma and be walking around at the mall or walking around on the streets and be a
mhm,
Texas resident with a gun because I don't have a Texas license that shows Oklahoma I went through the proper training. So getting the license, it should be a want. You should want it to decrease the restrictions, but
mhm.
100% having to have it, it just depends on your daily commute.
Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
That's something good to know. Because whenever you're traveling, it's best to know the
Mm,
laws uh,
mhm.
of every state, every country that you go to, not only just for gun um, purposes and reasons, but it's always good to know what these people's laws are in their state, in their country. Okay, now I've heard something about self-defense insurance. Self-defense insurance.
Yes, ma'am.
I that's that when I read that, that was my first time reading that. What in the world is self-defense insurance?
So
What?
it's similar to car insurance. Is one of those things where just in case with the
Mhm,
self defense insurance, with the liability insurance, it basically comes attached with a lawyer or lawyers. It comes attached with different benefits. Like let's say if I use self defense,
mhm,
and even if it's a good shoot, I still might need representation for a civil lawsuit.
mhm,
So if I have a self-defense liability insurance through a company, that company is going to provide me with a lawyer through a
mhm,
civil lawsuit. Civil lawsuits are very, very, very costly. And people
mhm.
think, oh, it ain't nothing. You can get sued for anything, especially in Texas.
Yeah.
With the criminal, if you go to jail, a criminal defense attorney, depending on how severe the shooting or the self-defense incident was, could be between 10 grand up to $500,000 plus,
Wow.
and you're gonna miss work. You're gonna miss out on a lot of other business opportunities. And so when you have self defense liability insurance with and of course I'm with a company with a good company, and I'm
Mhm,
with the best company. Not only will they represent you in court with an attorney, they're gonna pay
mhm,
you for your normal daily wages that you're missing work while you're in
mhm,
court. They're going to
mhm,
replace that firearm that the police took from you. They're
mhm,
going to put you in a hotel or Airbnb or another spot if your
mhm,
home or your vehicle, or they'll help you get another vehicle if your home or
mhm,
vehicle is a crime scene, And so
Uh-huh.
a lot of times we don't think about that, but that's super important because if I use self-defense in my home is a crime scene, I'm basically
I can
getting
stay,
evicted.
I can stay there for the time being, right?
So they basically, you either have to find somebody to live with, but this company, they will help you get somewhere and pay for it. So yeah, yes, ma'am.
I didn't know. Now, I hope my viewers heard that because, and you provide that service, right, with your business, right?
Yes, ma'am. So we have a partnership where you can just get the membership for the self-defense liability insurance,
Mm-hmm.
or you can get the training package, which is a little bit more, but it's affordable, where you can come and train with me once, twice, or three times a month. And instead of
Mm-hmm.
you paying like, let's say, instead of you paying $100 every
Mm-hmm.
time you come, you'll pay that membership where it's like $50,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you'll pay another 30, 40, or $50 for that self-defense liability insurance. And it's monthly or you can do annually to save money. But it's
Mm-hmm.
something where it's in your pocket if you need it. I rather need
Mm-hmm.
it. I rather
Mm-hmm.
have it and not need it than need it and
Mm-hmm.
not have it. So
Yeah,
yes, ma'am.
and that's pretty much with all insurance,
Yes, ma'am.
um, you rather have it and not need it,
Yeah.
but to need it and not have it can can really, really be an issue, can really be an issue. So
Mhm.
now, if I were to come and I found some other ladies who were interested in interested in training, is it possible that a group of us could come and like leaning on each other's shoulders and be encouragement to each other? Does it always have to be individually done, or do you do what, like a group, or you know a,
So every weekend I host a lot of groups, especially on Saturdays.
Mhm.
Mostly groups of women. I do bachelorette parties, bachelor parties,
Huh?
uh, birthdays. Some people fraternities, sororities. So people say, "Hey, I got two, three, four, five, 20 other people that want to come shoot." Normally, when it's a group of three or more,
Mhm.
let's say take the handgun training. Handgun training is $100 per person per hour. When you have that group of three or more people, we take off $25 per person. So then it's 75 per person, right? And
Uh-huh.
then depending on if they bring their own guns or their own ammo, if they say, okay, well, we want to share this, share that,
Mhm.
then the price gets cheaper and then it gets
Mhm.
more affordable based off of how many people you bring and the needs of the more majority of the people in the group. So we do highly encourage groups. Some people don't like coming by themselves, and I've heard a
Mhm.
lot of people. I get people that cancel, and I say,
Mhm.
okay, hey, I'm gonna just send you a refund. No, 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 just keep it. I'm just waiting on my sister
Oh
till she's
yeah.
available, or I'm waiting on my friends till they available, and then they go jump in. I'm like, okay. On one end, I understand that support from somebody you know, but on the other
Yeah.
end, if you get into a situation by yourself, you alone, and then how
Mhm.
long is it gonna take that friend or family member to actually come? I've seen people who came like a year later or
Mhm.
days or weeks later, and what if
Mhm.
something happens in between that time? You're
Yeah.
waiting on somebody else, and they like la 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 la, but you don't want to have to defend yourself.
Crimes are
Yeah,
still being made, and you're
yeah,
waiting on someone.
and you're waiting
Wow.
on somebody else. Hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. But I'm so glad that you took the time out to come in and sit and talk with me,
Yes, ma'am.
because unfortunately, we are in a time where we have to be very vigilant and watching our surroundings at all times. Back in the day, um, if you wasn't messing with anybody, you didn't have to worry about anybody messing with you. But
True.
times change, and and we need to be ready
Yeah,
for those things that may happen unexpectedly in our lives. So, Sanders Technical Performance. That's
yes,
what
ma'am.
it is. Sanders Technical Performance. Um, I have with me today Darius Sanders, firearm instructor and
Mhm.
owner. And he is full of information and he's available. He's
I'm
available
available.
to take an appointment from you so that you can get familiar with firearms. And when I met Darius, the first thing I said to him was, I'm scared of guns. Oh my God, I am so scared of guns. Rich I am, but yet and still, there's something on the inside of me that says that I would like to own a gun. And in owning it, I would like to make sure that I know how to handle and respect a gun. And yeah, so Darius, I am so glad that you took the time out to come and share on today. And if anyone is interested in Darius' um, location, phone number, just put it in the chat. Just put it in the chat, and I will reach out to you personally with his information. I really would. And you said something about I never gave it a thought. Bachelorette parties, bachelor parties. That I like that. You
My
know,
thing.
I like that, or birthday parties. I like that. So once again, thank you. Thank you for being a guest on the show.
Thank you for
And
having me.
you're welcome. And so to the viewers, this is, can I say something? What you got to say? And I'll see you next time.